create a revolution of positive transformational experiences through acts of kindness. I'm hosting a series of live interviews with leaders in our community doing just that. Some are individuals, some represent organizations. Tonight, I am very pleased to introduce you to Christopher Sell, who is the Executive Director of Lansing 501. Chris, I know that you're using a lot of positive adjectives to describe the Lansing area. Tell us why that is.
Well, Bob, I think that's kind of my natural inclination in a lot of ways. It's just kind of my innate nature to be a pretty positive individual. I can't think of it any other way. I can't think of approaching the world or viewing the world any other way. And certainly, I've been a part of different teams throughout my professional career, both kind of personal and professional. And anytime I'm joining a team, I always kind of take this team effort, half class full. It's just the way I am. And even the Lansing 501 team that I'm a part of now, where I get to apply some of my passion kind of outside my full-time job, that team kind of has this ethos about always trying to be positive and really trying to make the best of situations. And I think that's kind of what we've done as of late.
Well, I love that and I respect that, Chris. So thank you so much. What is Lansing 501 if people don't know?
Lansing 501 is a local nonprofit organization, and we're comprised of young professionals that volunteer our time for the most part to help attract and retain young emerging talent to the region. And we do that through place-based marketing initiatives, unique programming, dynamic events. Really, our vision is to showcase the best of Lansing to Lansing's future. And we got our start, we had our first meeting in November of 2015 and held our first pilot event series in the summer of 2016. And we've just been growing and scaling ever since.
Now, do you have to be a certain age to participate in your networking events?
That's a great question. So our target audience certainly is kind of that emerging professional crowd. So college students, young professionals, or sometimes we've used the term boomerangs, referring to kind of young or mid-career professionals that have ties to the area and are thinking about moving back to the region, or maybe have never been to the region before but are considering relocating to the area. But our events are free to the public and open to anyone in the public. So if you come to a typical, or at least historically, a typical Lansing 501 event, particularly in the summertime, you'll see everyone from ages 2 to 92. And we've had young families come out for some of our events. They're often very family friendly. And we've had senior executives participate in some of our programming. So we're really open to all.
So you are doing some pretty neat events. I know that they're not the usual mixer, that networking mixer that people may be accustomed to attending. Talk about some of the past events you've had and how unique they are.
I think we really kind of found a niche in the area where we wanted to produce programming that was filling a need that wasn't maybe otherwise met already. And so when we got our start, it was focusing on the summer because we recognized there are a lot of college students here in the region during the summer months for a summer internship that maybe had never been to the area before. This is their first time in the region. We want to make sure they have a great experience and they understand why it's a great place to live, work, and play long term. And so we started to think about what could we do that would really be appealing to that, 21, 20, 22-year-old college student. And a couple of years ago, we came up with an event called Runway on the Runway, which was a fashion show hosted at an airport hangar at the Capital Region International Airport. And we had food trucks and we had airplanes and we had a fashion show, obviously, to kind of showcase the entrepreneurial spirit and different artisans and vendors in the region, while also helping young people understand that we do have an international airport. And I think in some cases, some folks forget that or don't know about that. We've also done events like Rooftop Hop, which literally allowed participants a chance to kind of stroll from venue to venue. Oftentimes there were aerial views or spaces up in the skyline of Lansing to kind of get a different, literally, view of the Lansing region. We know that lots of big cities or urban cores have great rooftop spaces, public spaces, and Lansing has spaces like that too. And so we wanted to create this really cool event that also showcased all the different modes of transportation in the city. So we had a 300-foot zip line up in the sky. We had kayaks. We had a huge riverboat with Rivertown Adventures that allowed participants to move from space to space using different modes of transportation. And I think the event that probably was the pinnacle of some of that creativity, again, this is a team effort. Folks like our communications director, Josh Holliday, and others play a huge pivotal role in coming up with a lot of these creative ideas. I just get to kind of help facilitate and lead direction of the creativity. But our event last summer called Dam Jam literally took over 1.5 miles of riverfront trail in downtown Lansing and allowed folks to move around the downtown and take in 12 different progressive concerts and musicians, kind of culminating in a concert in the round of the Banky Fish Ladder in Old Town, where we had Star Farm performing, which is a local favorite. And we had about 1,300 people attend that event. And so it was another example of showcasing the art and the performing art and the creativity and the food and the transportation, all that we offer in downtown Lansing and beyond.
And it just proves what a great area that we live in and the amazing people that live here. I know you also did a virtual event just recently. What was that all about?
That's a great question, Bob. So historically, we've leveraged May 1st as a kind of our own version of a national holiday, since it is 501 in terms of a date. And we just thought it made sense to kind of leverage that day and call it 501 Day and announce our summer event series on that day in a kind of public gathering and bring folks together in a celebratory fashion. We've done that for a number of years now, but this year, in light of the pandemic, we recognized we probably weren't going to be able to do that. And so pretty quickly, I'd say over about 6 weeks period of time, we pivoted and decided we still wanted to do something that was mission aligned, that added value to the community, that maybe was filling a need that wasn't, again, already yet met. And we came up with this virtual concert live-a-thon, if you will, that, again, showcased a lot of the artisans and musicians in the community, but also helped raise funds for local nonprofit destinations in the region.
That is so cool that you did that. And people can still participate and help out, right? So there's a link that they could find through your website?
Yeah, it's a great question. So we actually did the live-a-thon on Facebook Live. So we did a lot of our activity for that event from our Facebook page. You can just simply search Lansing 501 on Facebook and find it there. So the event was this past Friday, and we blew through our goal of raising at least a minimum of $5,001 for the select nonprofit destinations that we are supporting that evening. But we kept the GoFundMe campaign alive and open because we kept seeing donations come through the weekend. And so that campaign is still live as we speak. So if you go to gofundme.com/Lansing-Liveathon, it'll take you directly to the GoFundMe. Or, of course, again, you can search our GoFundMe campaign by our Facebook page. You'll find it easily right there. And you can actually even view the concert, the 4-hour concert from last Friday. It still lives on that page. And you can make a donation directly at the GoFundMe, at least for the next 24 hours or so. And all of those funds go directly to the select nonprofit destinations that make this region such a special place.
That is so cool that you're doing that, Christopher. Thank you for that. Good news there. And so I always end the interview by asking everyone the same question. You've told us a lot of good news tonight, but tell me something good, Christopher.
Absolutely. Always happy to tell you something good. So in addition to us doing this wonderful event that I was so proud of our team for pulling together last Friday, my wife and I are expecting our third child any day now. We've been told that if it doesn't happen this week, it'll most likely be happening beginning of next week. And my son's birthday is next week. We've got Mother's Day coming up in a few days, my birthday. So it's going to be one heck of a week over the next few days here. And so we're really excited to welcome the newest addition to our family any day now.
Well, congratulations, and thank you so much, Christopher, for sharing all the positive news that is happening. We appreciate it and appreciate you taking time out tonight. And so we'll make sure that, we had your 501 website on the screen going across there, lansing501.com, if people want more information. And hey, thank you for what you do.
Thank you, Bob. I really appreciate the opportunity.
And if you'd like more good news, visit epiphanynow.org. Join our Facebook group and share your good news. There's so much happening in this area and around the world that's good, and we're focusing on it. We'll see you tomorrow night.